What's up, everybody? I'm coming at you live from outside today because it feels so good out here. And I want you to feel the warm sunshine. I live in a wintry place and the sun has been out the past couple days and I freaking feel alive. And you know what? Other than the sun making us feel alive, the other constants in life is pain and death, right? And everything else is a choice on what we experience. If you're new here, my name is Caroline. I share my lived experience, life experience, a little golden nuggets I pick up along the way, and share them with you so that you can also live a life beyond your wildest dreams. Because when you put you first, things shift in magical, magnificent ways. And I just want you to know that's possible for you too. So let's talk about it. The only things that are given, pain and death. Everything else is a choice. Today, my little sister had a hangnail. She was pulling on her nails and she had a little hangnail. Freaked her out because it had a little bit of blood and it hurt. And I talked her through how we're going to have to cut off a little piece because it's stuck to her skin. And it might hurt because I have to move it to get the clippers in there. And just talking her through the process because immediately she shut down. She freaked out. She went into her shell when I told her it was going to hurt. And throughout this whole experience, I realized there's nothing I can do to change her pain. It's going to hurt. What we're going to need, whatever is going to need to get done is going to need to get done so it doesn't keep snagging and hurting later. So her choices were to sit there and let me do the pain in the moment to make it better in the long run, or avoid the pain now, but then it keeps getting snagged and keeps hurting and keeps bleeding and then it doesn't heal. And the pain, choosing to intentionally choose the pain now will be less painful than getting too scared and just having it snag on things and get worse, right? However, that's the scarier option because then we're consciously choosing pain. The other option feels safer because we're avoiding pain, but then it'll keep reminding us that it's still there and it's not actually going to get better. It's probably going to get worse and then it's going to get infected. It's just a whole thing. Do you see where I'm going with this? The most impactful decisions I have made have intentionally put myself in pain. When I left my big traumatic relationship, yes, there were abusive tendencies. Yes, there were maladaptive tendencies. Kobe, you want to join? And I went, oh, Kobe's joining us. Hello, buddy. I went back to this relationship many a times before it stuck. But me choosing to leave that relationship was the most painful thing that I've ever had to do. I literally had to break my own heart, put myself into harm's way, watch somebody else's heart break, and put them in harm's way to choose my well-being, my highest self. I had to intentionally choose in the moment to undergo pain, break my own heart in order to benefit my future self. Where I did both hangnail things in this relationship. I also stayed a lot of times. I put it back. I didn't do the painful thing in the moment to avoid the pain, but then it just compounded later. So that when I did end up leaving, it was even more painful than it would have been 2 years prior. All this to say, when you intentionally choose your highest self in the moment, yes, it may hurt. But guess what? You've survived every hurt up until this point, right? You've survived every single pain. Oof, now it's getting bright. You've survived every single pain. You've survived every single hurt. So what's to say you're not going to survive this one? However, you trying to stay comfortable, you trying to stay out of pain, in the pleasure, avoiding the uncomfortable things is prolonging it. It's going to make it more painful. And it's you engaging in a behavior that says, my highest self is not as worthy as these external things. I'm not as strong as I think. As I've been talking, what's coming up for you? What painful now decision are you avoiding that's keeping you from this next version of you? From a growth, from learning, from a challenge. Because we don't grow unless we're pushed out of our comfort zone, unless we experience something new. And guess what? You have survived everything up until this point. Every pain, every hurt, every scary, every new, every hangnail. And you are going to continue to survive them. Pain is inevitable, But the suffering is a choice. The suffering of the hangnail keeps snagging and getting worse and then getting infected. That is a choice. Suffering happens when we resist what the now moment is telling us, is taking us to, where life is leading you. When you resist that, that is where suffering happens. So we can't change the pain. We can't avoid the hurt, but we have full agency, full choice over what happens next. And you are strong enough to weather any storm. And if you weren't strong enough to weather it, you wouldn't be going through it. I love y'all big. Have a great rest of your freaking day. Don't avoid pain, but you don't have to suffer. Big love.